You know, when you think about it, there's nothing really stopping you from walking into a courtroom being cool and collected, alright, ballsy, and asking the guy, hey, what is the airspeed velocity of a laden swallow? Hello everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in. Really glad you could join me for this video. So I've been hit with a train of thought and I couldn't get it out of my head, so I was like, hey, why not talk to the GoPro about this and see what YouTube thinks? So this is going to be one of those story time type of things, so strap yourselves in. Now, I wanted to talk about cops, lawyers, the legal system. When you get your driving license, it's inevitable that you're going to be caught with your pants down, pissing in the wind, and you're going to have to show up in court for that. Or, you know, you might not have even done anything wrong and you're still going to have to show up in court for that because you got cited, right? It happens. It's a part of driving. I've been in court 4 times. Only maybe one of those times I've actually deserved it, okay? And, you know, I've just been thinking about cops and lawyers and everything, and I imagine that when a lawyer walks into a courtroom, the cop rolls his eyes so hard he could see the inside of his head, right? So this one time I've had my driver's license for maybe about 3 months, okay? And I was going somewhere in the GMC, and I was in the HOV lane with a bunch of buddies. And we were on the LIE. And you know, everybody who takes the LIE knows that that is just one huge speed trap, okay? There is no reason for like a 6-lane highway that goes straight to have a speed limit of 55, okay? It's just what it is, right? It's a big ass speed trap. But anyways, every 5 minutes you'll see, you know, one of them Suffolk County cops looking at you like vultures, right? Now, this one time I was in the HOV lane. I was driving 65 miles per hour, which isn't terrible by any means, you know. Yeah, it's about 5 or 10 over the limit, but you know, are you a felon? No, right? So I was driving. An officer pulls up behind me, and he's tailgating me really, really hard. And for 5 minutes, he's like, I don't know, like 3 feet from my bumper. It's crazy. This guy's crazy. And I was like, after about 5 minutes of that, I was like, you know, maybe he's in a rush to get somewhere, but it's not an emergency, so he's not using his lights. And you know, with the HOV, you can't cross the double solid lines and so on and so forth. So 3-month-old driver me, I was like, you know, I'm gonna cut this guy a favor and I'm gonna go faster a little bit, you know, so he can get where he's going a little quicker, you know, like I got his back. So I speed up to about 70 miles per hour. And after that, I'm like, no, after that, it's crazy. That's 15 over the limit, you know. I'm not going to do that. Like, if it's really bad, he'll just go around at that point. So I'm going 70 miles per hour. And after about 3 minutes of that, boom, he lights me up. And I'm just like, ah. So I pull over. And you know, yeah, it entered my head that, you know, maybe he was just trying to scare a reaction out of someone or whatever. So, you know, in that case, it's, I don't know, like entrapment, I guess? I don't know. But in any case, he stopped me, and I was like, this is bullshit. You know, before I could even explain anything, this officer walks out of his car, he comes up to me, he goes, you were going 74 and 55. And I was like, yeah, but he walks back to his car. He comes back, ticket, gets back into his car, gone, just like that. And I was like, really? Really? When you begin life, you have no experience, and everything is a blank slate. In psychology, I believe this was called the blank slate theory, right? Where experiences in your life fill in the slate, okay? So, 3 months of driving experience, my mentality up to that point was, cops are your best friends. You don't know it, but they're your best friends. That kind of changed after that to, cops are sometimes your friends. I pleaded not guilty, of course, because that was bullshit, you know? He kind of enticed a response out of me, I guess. That's the way I felt about it. Okay, legally, I was going 70. But he said I was going 74, but I was enticed, I don't know. You guys be the judge of that, but That was a bad experience for someone who just started driving. And I went to court. And in Suffolk County, they don't really have courts. It looks like a DMV, where you walk in and there's a bunch of clerks sitting at a computer, and they have a little book, I guess, that tells them what they can and can't do. And I explained my situation, and the guy goes, yeah, okay, since it was your first time, you know, I'll give you disobeying a traffic device. And I'm like, bro, no. But what can you do? It's either that or blah, 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 blah. So I walk in and I'm like, fine, I'll take that shit, you know. And I go to and they go, okay, you walk into this room. In this room, there was a judge or a magistrate. And the only thing this guy did was, you're charged with this, agree or disagree, put the hammer down, okay. You know, and I didn't know what to do with that, so I just took the $100-something ticket for disobeying a traffic device. Whatever, it is what it is, you know. That would have been one time where, you know, I guess I should have used a lawyer, you know, or done some research or something. Now, on another note, I was stopped for doing an improper turn last summer, except it was a proper turn because the improper turn law states that you have to make a left turn from the leftmost side as is legally practicable. So you're not going to plow through a parked cop car, and you're not going to plow through pedestrians to make a left turn from the leftmost side. You're just not going to do that. So the way the traffic conditions were and everything didn't allow me to do that left turn. So I did a left turn from the second leftmost side and went into the second leftmost lane, you know. Nobody was hurt, injured, no crime was committed, blah, 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 blah. But the officer came in and he goes, you made an improper left turn. And I was like, well, take a look around. So, like, I couldn't make a normal turn. And he's like, hold on a second. He comes back and he gives me a seatbelt ticket. How in any way is that fair or legally justifiable? Especially since I was wearing my seatbelt. That one was easy. I went to court. I showed them my dash cam footage. And that was that. This leads me to say, if an officer stops you for something and you do your research, okay, you read on the law, you read on so on and so forth, if you also have some evidence, there's nothing stopping you from going to court and arguing your case. You don't need a lawyer. You just don't. This leads me to conclude that the people who do get lawyers are the ones that are factually, legally wrong 100%, and need a little bit of help to try to get themselves out of it. And that's why I think officers roll their eyes so hard whenever they see a lawyer. That's how I would feel if I was an officer. Obviously, you are definitely doing the wrong thing. You've been caught with your pants down, boy. And now you're getting a lawyer. Now you're hiding behind a lawyer. Lawyer, please help me, right? Like my friend. My friend was caught going 84 miles per hour on the Belt Parkway. And the speed limit on the Belt Parkway, if I remember correctly, is 50 miles per hour. Why? I don't know. But anyways, it was nighttime. The roads were empty. And my friend was like, yeah, okay, I'm going to expedite this a little bit. Is he a criminal? No. But factually, did he break the law? Yes. But here's the thing. Since he was going over 30 miles per hour over the limit, he was faced with a fine of over $1,000, 8 points on his New York license, so his insurance is going to be destroyed. 6-month suspension of his driving privileges, and a mandatory $750 driver improvement course. He was up shit creek without a paddle, okay? Floating away in a canoe. Like, that was bad. And he got a lawyer, and this lawyer's strategy is, I'm gonna delay your case again and again and again for like 3 or 4 years, so that by the time the court thing happens, either the officer won't show up, the officer won't have his notes, the officer might not have enough evidence on you, the officer might not even show up. And if the officer does show up, and if he does win the case, all the points in New York are issued as of the date of the offense, so that when the case does show up, the points are going to be so long ago that he's back to 0 points, you know? Something like that. Which is pretty smart, but you know, that's what lawyers are for. Back in the day when George Washington and all those people were walking around. Everybody was like hunting for deer or farming chickens or something, and if they got caught up in the law, you know, they're entitled to a lawyer or an attorney. If they can't afford one, they'll get one by the state, and so on and so forth. So they don't get fucked over by the law. But these days, what it really seems to be is, oh shit, I better get a lawyer because I'm in trouble and I need out. So to summarize it, lawyers were needed back in the day because the average IQ of a person was measured in hairy potatoes, okay? And this has evolved, you know, now we have the internet, now we have all the information available at our fingertips. Now we have dashboard cameras, okay? Officers, you know, sometimes they're right, and sometimes I guess they're incentivized to give out seatbelt tickets, and will give you seatbelt tickets for stupid shit, for example, you know? Do you really need a lawyer? No. Everything you need is on the internet. You can do it yourself. Who needs a lawyer? 90% of the time, it's people who know they're wrong and have to get out of that situation, and they know a lawyer knows all the little loopholes and tricks and stuff. That's about it. I don't know. I just wanted to talk to you guys, share what I thought about the whole thing, share some stories, and I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one.